We have reports of a CM Punk backstage altercation at AEW All In. Plus, a huge name was spotted at All In, and a new belt could be coming to AEW soon. It's all in the wrestling news right now. Fresh out of AEW All In at Wembley. What a night it was.
Oh, it was incredible. Like, it genuinely, I know that we talked about it before the show. It was going to be, it maybe looked a little bit underwhelming on paper, but I am overwhelmed with how good that show was. Top to bottom, what an incredible night. Yeah. And you got him in the pre-show. Who did you get, Tom?
Hey, we'll talk about that in a minute. We'll get to that very soon. But we've got to talk about something that was going on behind the scenes at AEW All In, and that was an apparent altercation backstage between CM Punk and Jack Perry. What a Fightful Select said about this, Fraser.
Fightful Select are saying details are few and far between at the moment, but we have learned that Jack Perry and CM Punk had an altercation shortly before CM Punk went to the ring for his AEW All In match. Jack Perry was on right before him and did a spot on a car window and said, "It's real glass, cry me a river." He landed on the car windshield. And we made a comment about it. We were like, "Oh, there's the real glass spot."
Yeah, because it's based on a conversation that had apparently happened backstage with CM Punk telling Jack Perry to not use real glass in a spot he had planned for Collision.
Yeah, so he said, "We're told Perry wasn't happy with how that situation that Tom referred to there was relayed publicly by those close to Punk." Fightful continued by saying, "We have learned at least one side of the story which claims that Jack Perry approached CM Punk backstage and I quote, stepped in his face and bumped Punk. Punk was said to then push Perry. Then Perry allegedly came at Punk and got choked, which seems like it's not a good situation.
No. Now, Miro has been on Twitter since that report came out and claimed that it was fake and untrue. Other versions allege that Punk actually threw a punch and that Punk stepped to Perry first. PW Insider reported that Jack Perry was sent away from the venue and CM Punk remained at Wembley for the remainder of the evening. Both Punk and Perry were reached out to by Fightful to clear up a misconception regarding their prior arguments, this Fightful Select. And, quote, Perry was trying not to come to work the next week. So this is going back to
the incident with the glass.
That's it. We were told that he had a pre-planned and approved vacation, which is why he was doing the thing he was doing that we talked about last week. Fightful Select say, "We will follow up here with any additional details we learn." PW Insider have also reported that Punk is and was backstage throughout the night at Wembley Stadium. And we're told that Perry was ordered to leave and is no longer there. This is going to be one of these stories from behind the scenes, I think, unfolds as the next few days, possibly even the next few hours, unfold, and it's one that I think we'll leave the two Jacks to deal with in the morning as well.
Absolutely. Although it seems, I would think from a managerial standpoint, it's quite smart if there is a situation, you distance them. They don't want a repeat of last year All Out. So having one of them sent away from Wembley probably was just right, we need to do something, and we need to do something now. And obviously Punk staying there, he had his match up next. Jack Perry was the one backstage.
Exactly. More on that as we get it at cultaholic.com and throughout the night and into the morning as well. A huge name was in the crowd watching what went down at Wembley Stadium. It was a surprise when she started tweeting from London, wasn't it?
Yeah, yesterday afternoon tweeting from, or this afternoon even, Mercedes Moné tweeting that she was in London. We saw her at the London Eye. We saw her out and about. And then, of course, we actually saw her on the show. Renee Paquette during the pre-show, the 0 hour, drew attention to her in the audience, and then later on, at a random point during a match, it cut to her.
Yeah, during the 6-man tag match.
Yeah, so Fightful Select reported that there have been recent conversations between the two sides, and that she's open to appearing, with one source even showing heavy optimism that the two sides will be working together. Another source spoke as if it was in the works. Monet has posted photos to her social media earlier on Sunday, of course, revealing she was going to be there. It's exciting. It was very exciting to see her pop up.
And every time they cut to her on the camera, there's a massive cheer from the crowd as well. They knew what the crack was, didn't they?
Also, her hair was kind of Union Jackie. Union Jackie?
Union
Jackie?
Went to school with a girl called Union Jackie.
Union Jackie. That's what tomorrow's news will be when the two Jacks collide.
Oh, that's what it'll be. That is what it'll be. There was another name who turned up at Wembley Stadium. I'm not okay.
No, you're not okay. If you've watched the reactions, go and watch Tom's reaction to what happened about 5 minutes after we went live for our reactions for AEW All In. On the 0 hour, Jeff Jarrett came to the ring, insulted the London crowd. He stated that American wrestlers and promoters paved the way for the show, and he claimed that American fans were just simply better than British fans, getting some cheap heat. Who then made their way to the ring, Tom?
Okay, Paul White came out.
Paul White came out.
Anthony Ogogo came out with Paul White.
Ogogo came out with Paul White.
And then they gestured to the back.
Who came out?
Grado came out! Grado was at Wembley! We did it! Oh my God, we did it! There he is! He clattered Jarrett with his guitar!
He did.
We got Grado to Wembley!
And it's all thanks to Tom Campbell. Tom Campbell and you at home. You made this happen. All the retweets, all the shares, all the support, all the tweets, everything. Or X's? Are they X's now? Post everything led to that moment. We didn't get like a prayer, unfortunately, but it was an incredible moment.
We didn't get like a prayer, but it's like a dream to me.
It was
Grado at Wembley.
The decibels that were coming out of this man's mouth. The excitement. It was something like I've never seen before. But we got Grado. Grado appeared on Wembley, as Tom said, attacking Jeff Jarrett with the guitar. A little bit of retribution, a little bit of revenge from that interview on TalkSport just a couple weeks ago. It's a big moment. It's crazy to think that Grado is someone from the tap end of Stevenson is at the tap end of Wembley.
Now, obviously, I'm not suggesting that this wasn't the plan all along, and me tweeting up a storm for a week was what decided, and you retweeting as well was what decided them to. I'm not suggesting that. I'm sure it was something planned. Actually, I am suggesting that. I think you got Grado to Wembley, and I cannot thank you enough for supporting this wonderful cult that is Cultaholic and getting that.
All I'm saying is I'm very, very excited for the next Fake Taxi Tom to react to seeing Jeff Jarrett versus Grado on the pre-show in Wembley.
The power in these hands.
I worry of what he can book.
The power in these hands.
You could do anything, Tom. You could do anything. It was a big, big show. Grado did it.
He did. Also, before the show went live, we heard some rumor and innuendo regarding some shiny new belts for AEW.
We did indeed. Ahead of the historic show, of course, and it was announced, there was a big, big attendance, over 80,000 people there. A report emerged from Andrew Zarian of the Matt Men podcast, posting on X, formerly known as Twitter, stating that a new title belt could be in the works. He said, all signs point to a new belt coming soon. To AEW, Zarian tweeted, how soon? Well, that wasn't really clear at all. It wasn't on All In, but AEW All Out takes place next Sunday, which we could possibly see it then. He says since added, though, that it is new Trios Championships. Perhaps, speculation, pink for the Acclaimed.
Oh, that would be nice.
Some pink Trios Championships, because the current ones are just a bit grey, a bit black.
Bit bland. Yeah, a bit black and a bit bland.
Give us some pink. Give us some scissors.
Hot pink, scissor-themed Trios Championships.
Speaking of new belts.
Thank you for joining us on the live stream tonight to watch live reactions
over
to AEW All In.
Them.
Over 3,000. In total, I think something like nearly 40,000 people across the night joined us.
Round about that.
We were the hottest YouTube ticket in town to watch AEW All In with. Thank you. Honestly, I cannot stress enough how grateful I am to have this job where we can do what we... It is daft. We can do what we do and have so much fun and have you with us as well. It means so much. And we had a predictions competition, and I am your all-new AEW Cultaholic Predictions Champion. I shall lay this at the feet of my father-in-law, John Hammond. And we won't retire it. We'll defend it. We'll defend it next week at All Out.
All Out. But there's loads of content coming to the channel. We'll have What Happened at. Jack is probably outside Wembley.
Oh, you are going to get the greatest What Happened at. Jack the Jobber put out a tweet today, overwhelmed by the genuine love and support that you have shown him at Wembley Stadium. And they're gathering to do a live What Happened at. And you'll see it on the channel very, very, very soon.
Very, very soon indeed. But that is all from us. We will be back later on. Just stay tuned at the channel. There's so much content from All In weekend coming. And then next weekend, we've got even more. We've got more, Tom. It's Payback.
So much more.
And All Out. Oh, my God.
But genuinely, and I'll end it on a bit of a soppy note, genuinely, when the show like the size of AEW comes to the UK, and we at Cultaholic say we want to get out there and we want to do stuff, the genuine groundswell of support that you show us proves that we're doing something right. And after an awful week that we had, we lost 2 legends, one far too soon. A weekend like this, I think we all needed. And it's been so much fun to be here with you in the community, through the internet, or live in person. Honest to God, from the bottom of all of our hearts, thank you for letting us do what we do on a night like this. And as the end of AEW All In suggested, friendship truly wins.
Truly wins.
The good guys always win. And we'll have more wrestling news throughout the day at Cultaholic.com. Stay safe and love you. Bye.